We're going to talk about trading markets. This says if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose money. I got to tell you that right up front. Okay, and I don't think that's a secret, but the fact of the matter is you got to know your mechanics, you got to know your formulas, you got to protect your downside at all times. Is there a fat opportunity to make serious money in the market? Of course, and you know that. Most people come here going, I'd rather be doing this, right, than anything else, because you know how much fun it can be, especially when you're making money. My job today is to make sure you do know what you're doing so you can take advantage, especially what's going on in the Forex market, all right? In fact, I'm going to turn you into a trader, and we're going to do it in less than an hour and a half, all right? By the time we're done, you're going to flat out know more about making money in the Forex market than 99% of the people on this planet, and I'm pretty confident that you haven't seen what I'm about to show you. You know why? Because if you'd already seen it, you'd be doing it. All right, I'm not going to have to convince you of anything, but I'm going to convey something that works to you. You're going to be able to see it with some clarity and know that you'll be able to do it. I'll give you a tool, all right, I'll give you a software tool that's going to give you that clarity. Pay close attention when I demonstrate it, because when you get it on your desk today, you're going to want to know which buttons to push, all right, and you're going to want to know them in short order because the market's moving. All right, the whole point of today is this, to get you prepared to be in a trading room tonight, okay, to take advantage of what's going on in the U.S. election first and foremost, okay? If I can get you there and get you out of the gate strong doing this, putting some money in your pocket, then you'll be able to go forward with the same skill tomorrow, next week, next month, okay, and every month, so that you can make some money trading the Forex market. We'll go live, market's open, okay, we'll go live, we'll do some live trading. I think that's always the best way to learn anything, is by doing it, all right? Anybody can give you information. Anybody can tell you things, okay? You can go to the bookstore, it'll tell you things, all right? Go do a couple of web searches, but showing you is something that's different, all right? I want to show you so that you see that you can do it and you can get started today. And anything I show you, just relax, okay? Anything I show you today, you're going to be able to take advantage of, risk-free to you financially. All right, I'm coming to you from the Market Traders Institute. I'm here in Orlando, Florida. We've been in business 22 years doing one thing, this, teaching people how to trade the Forex market, okay? And at this point, we got more than 30,000 students that have come through our program. We got the longest track record in the business. We got the most trained students. We get all the press, okay? Inc. magazine named us one of the fastest growing companies in the world. Now, this is 2 years in a row. Now, what does this say? Well, they're talking about us. Look at this. At the same time, they're talking about Microsoft and GoPro. How do we get there? It's easy. Delivering results. And that's a word that I'm going to concentrate on today. You know why? Because that's what you want to see. All right? You don't need bells and whistles. You don't need hype. You want to see that you can find something that can translate into results. So here's what I'm going to do. All right? I'm going to send you a link right now so that you see the track record of what it is I'm talking about right up front. All right, what I just sent you is this link. This is third-party verification of our track record so far this year. Now, what does this say? Our traders this year, right, in our live trading room have racked up over 57,000 pips. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you're a trader, all right, trading our recommendations, and you were trading for $1 a pip, that means from January 1st to right now, right, $1 a pip, you'd have made $57,000. Now, that's not all the money in the world, and I get it, okay? But what I am going to tell you is this. We did that with low risk, okay? We did that with not a whole lot of capital to start with, and the fact of the matter is, if you want to make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month trading, this is something that you can do. And what I want you to do is kind of drill down in this after we're done, all right? So you see the people that you got a shot to work with. All right, these are experienced people. Everybody says, let me work with some experienced people, right? If they know what they're doing, let me just do what they do. That's what the Market Traders Institute is really all about. All right, so I'm going to teach you the same formula that they're using. Josh Martinez, Gary Fickert, Tyson Clayton. All right, I'm going to show you the same formula that they use, and you're going to be able to apply this. Hold on. You're going to be able to apply this with them tonight. And when you start to see, look at that this week alone, all right, we're making money. This month, we're making money. This year, we're making money. You're going to be able to put yourself in a position to do the same thing. It's really just that simple, and that's how I'm going to talk to you today. I know you came here to learn how to make some money. I've been doing this a long time, gang. All right, that's my smiling face. All right, who am I? Why should you listen to me? I'm Joe Cavallaro. All right, I've been trading markets since I graduated college back in 1994. Traded them all, licensed in all of them. okay, stock options, commodities, futures, and Forex, right? I've been a principal at a couple of firms. I've been the prop trader trading the 6, 7, and 8-figure accounts at some of the firms. I've managed trading desks. Why is this important to you? First and foremost, listen, I know the difference between the markets, okay? I know that you can make money at all of them. Can you make money trading stock, options? Of course, okay? But the Forex, not only can you make some money at it, but listen, it's different, all right? The Forex is different, write this down, because it repeats itself over and over and over again. Okay, that is the key characteristic that separates this market from all the others. And if you know how to harness that characteristic, you're going to understand that not only can you make money doing this, all right, you can do it with clarity and in about half the time. Stock market trading is a full-time job. Okay, Forex, I can show you how to make the same money or better in about a half hour a day. Wait till you see it. All right, and the other thing that's important to you is this. I've managed trading desks. You know what that means? That means on a daily basis, I'd have 10, 15, 20, 25 traders on my desk. My job was to make sure that every last one of them was profitable, okay? Give them the tools that they need, right? Help them to understand how to manage their account, manage their tools and software, all right, so that they can make money. And my job was to make sure every last one of them did it. And I was good at my job. You understand that? What I'm going to tell you is I'm going to pretend that today you just sat down on my trading desk. And I'm going to give you the same tools that I've given for years, all right? I know how to do this. I know how to do it for you. And if you hang with me for about an hour, right, I'm going to get you there. In fact, I'm going to get you there so you can start making money today. Why today? Well, I don't know if you heard, okay? But we got an election going on here in the States, right? Some of you have heard this. And what are most people doing? Most people have been spending the last 3, 6, 12 months doing what? Watching it on TV, right? Posting about it on Facebook, arguing with their friends about it, right? What are most people doing that's putting money in their pocket? Not a darn thing, all right? They're wasting all kinds of time and energy on this, and it's not giving them anything. What are traders doing? Traders, gang, think differently. Maybe that's why traders make money and everybody else complains about money, okay? Traders look at this as an absolute opportunity. And when you understand that the Forex market does the same things over and over and over again, things start to jump out at you pretty quickly. For example, did you know that every time we have a presidential election, did you know that the pound rallies right from the election all the way into January, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, this happened, okay? And what happened right after January the 1st? Right after that, the pound falls. Now, when we see that, okay, that's what we call a data point. You got to write that down, all right? Now, we take a data point, and what do? We start adding some things to it. Well, when you understand what's been going on with the banks, Bank of England, European Central Bank, the Fed, okay, and you add that to what's happening right there jumping off of the chart, all of a sudden, you've got a different conversation, okay? Instead of just yapping about the election, how about we make some money off of it? Because what I'm telling you is this is poised to put almost 4,000 pips in your pocket right now, all right? And that's regardless who wins, okay? Here's the neat part. It's already happening, and I can show it to you, but I got to make sure you're interested. If you decided today you wanted to come here, right, and not just learn a few things, but to make some money, you're in the right place. I want to know if you want to see this, all right? I want to make sure we're singing off the same sheet of music. And maybe this is a little different than the last webinar you went to, and maybe it's designed to be, okay? The way I look at it is maybe you need something a little different than you've gotten before so you can get over the hump, all right? If you're interested in seeing what it is we're doing, type yes in the chat box and I'll show it to you, all right? Because I want you to have these takeaways today. Look at this, bunch of yeses, okay? That means you're ready. Good, here we go, okay? Boom. This is what's going on, all right? This is a chart of the Great British Pound. Now, are you ready for this? In 1996, what happened? Right after the election into January, the pound rallied. Right after January, the pound fell. How much did that yield? Almost 3,000 pips, okay? Trading for $1 a pip, that's a $3,000 opportunity. Not bad, right? Well, what happened in 2000? The same thing. 2004, the same thing. 08 and 12. Okay, so now we got ourselves a data point. And what you need to see right here on the screen is the bigger the move, prior to the election, all right, the bigger the response. In other words, look, this is kind of a small move in 2000. What did it yield? Well, the market behaved predictably, but it didn't yield us all kinds of pips of profit. But look at this one, right? Prior to the election in 2008, we had this massive move. And look what that one yielded. Well, what do we got going on over here? All right. Well, June the 27th, we had the Brexit. We had the Brexit vote in England. What happened? The Brits voted to leave the European Union. What happened to the pound? All of a sudden, huge move, massive move that's been going on for 4.5 months. Okay? What is that going to yield here? Well, if it looks anything like what's happened before, this move's ready to pop and pop big. And look at this. See this little white candlestick here? It's already happening. All right, so now what you have to do is understand that your timing right now is real good, all right, but you can't wait for it, because if this goes by and it happens like this and it does it without you, all right, you're going to end up missing an opportunity that you absolutely could have taken advantage of. I'm going to show you how to do this in a way that totally makes sense. All right, I'm going to show you how to do this with absolute clarity. Listen, I don't have to convince you. You're going to see it. You might not know what this screen says right now. You might be brand new. You might be seeing red and green and a bunch of circles and dots, and to you it's Greek. But give me an hour, okay, and you'll absolutely be a pro at reading this. You'll be able to explain it to your friends. More than that, you'll be able to jump into an account and take advantage of it because it's right there in front of you. I got the best vehicle that I can show you, okay? Any other market, we could have a conversation, but I get to show you the Forex market, which gives you every available advantage, okay, when it comes to trading. What do I mean? Well, if you're going to trade the Forex, understand, it's leveraged at 50 to 1. Now, you write that down, okay? Leveraged at 50 to 1 means you don't have to bring a lot of money to the table in order to make a whole lot of noise. Now, what do I mean? Everybody asks, how much do I need to start with? If you got $2,000 in trading capital, okay, that's all you'll ever need. All right, I'll even show you today how you can start with $200 and still make a whole lot of noise. Now, I can't do that anywhere else. If this was the stock market and I said you got $200 you can start, what could you do? Buy 2 shares of Apple, right? Buy 2 shares of Facebook, 2 shares of IBM, okay? If you did that, well, you'd be waiting a long time to make some money, okay? In this market, if you got $200, write that down. I'll show you how you can start with that amount, all right, and make serious money with it, all right? And understand, worst case scenario, if everything I say goes in the toilet, okay, the most you can lose is $200. So I'm not going to put your money at risk today, all right? I'm not going to throw it against the wall and hope it sticks. I'm going to show you how you can take a small amount and make serious money with it because I got the vehicle for it, okay? The market's liquid. You can get in or out in 1 second or less, and you can do that 24 hours a day. Both of those things are going to lower your risk, but also because it's a round-the-clock market, no matter where you are, if you're in Australia, if you're in Melbourne, Florida, okay, if you're in Vancouver, you're in Winnipeg, you're in Indonesia, you're in Nigeria, okay, you can find time to trade this market, and the upside's phenomenal. Now, am I going to talk about that? Yes, okay, because that's why you're here. Okay, I don't want to avoid the issue. If you're here to make money, we got to talk about that part. That's the fun part. Okay. However, I'm going to show you how you do this with very limited risk, and this is actually, gang, real easy to understand. As a matter of fact, if you know your major currencies, you're already 90% of the way there. Okay. Now, if you don't know them, I made a list of them on the screen. I want you to write those down because 90% of the trading that you're going to do in this market is going to go through the major currencies: the Canadian, the Euro, the Pound, the Yen, the Swiss, and the Australian. Write those down. Okay, most of you know those already. All right, so you're going to be comfortable with those. Now, occasionally we'll stray off the list. Occasionally we'll trade a little more fancy. Okay, we'll trade the New Zealand. We'll trade the Mexican peso. That's fine. But for the most part, you're going to trade the major currencies. And all you're going to do when it comes to making money in this market is you're going to trade differences in the exchange rate. Okay? Most of you, again, know what an exchange rate is. That's why this is going to be easy for you to understand, okay? Trading an exchange rate. As tourists, you know what an exchange rate is. Immediately, just by looking at this, you know that if you go up to one of those currency exchanges, okay, and let's say you hand over €1, what's going to happen? Well, they're going to hand you back about $1.10 US, right? If you know that fundamentally, you know how to trade currencies. Okay, the only thing I got to do is add a little bit of information to this, all right, because most people think about exchange rates in dollars and cents. Here's where traders think a little different. We look a little further to the right, okay, to these last two decimal places. Now, those have a special name, not dollars or cents. We call those the pips. You got to write that down. PIP stands for price, interest, point. Very simply, as traders, we're looking to capture pips, movements up or down in the exchange rate, all right, that occur at the third and fourth decimal place. Now, what makes currencies move up and down? First of all, gang, currencies are moving up and down every second of every day. Okay, it's all based on strength and weakness. For example, if you got a weak pound, it's going to go down in value. The exchange rate's going to go down. Okay, if you got a strong euro, give you an example. What's going to happen? The exchange rate's going to go up. All right, now let's say it goes up the way it did on my screen, from 110.35 to 110.85. If that's the case, that's a difference of, do the math, 50 pips. So now you know where to find them. Okay, the way I say it is, the pips are where the profit is. Okay, we're going to look to trade the exchange rate movements up or down. It's that simple. And now that you know how it sort of works, you got to know what it is you're going to be trading. This is the last thing I got to show you, then we'll go live and do some. Okay? You're going to trade currencies in what's called lots. Write that down, L-O-T-S. Okay? In the stock market, you trade shares, right? 100 shares, 1,000 shares. Currency market, you're going to be trading in lots. Every time you move a currency position, every time you buy or sell, you're going to buy a lot of currency. Now, what's a lot worth? $100,000. That's a big number. Okay, let me make sense out of it for you, because here's what you need to know. In the old days of currency trading, okay, if you came to me and said, Joe, I heard there's an opportunity there, what do I need to do? I'd say you had to open an account, okay, and put $100,000 in it minimum to get started. That was the requirement, okay? But anymore, it's different, okay? Anymore, we don't have that same barrier to entry. Why? Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to open an account with a Forex broker. I'll show you how to do it in just a minute. It's easy, okay? You're going to make a deposit into that account. Let's say you put in, just for example, $2,000. What's going to happen is this. The broker you work with is going to match your deposit 50 times, 50 to 1. That's where the leverage comes from, okay? For every dollar you put in, they're going to match it 50 times. And this is what's going to be what gets you into the market. How do you figure? Just do the math. What's 2,000 times 50? It's 100,000. That's equal to one lot of currency. So now you're in the game, okay? What's the point? You need that broker to provide you the leverage. The nice part is they do it, okay? That's just how this works. Now everybody wants to know, why do they do it, right? Why are they so kind? Why are they so nice and helpful? All right, that's a good question. Now here's the answer to that. They are not giving you the leverage out of kindness. They're doing it because there is a little something in it for the broker. Write this down. It's called the spread. Okay, on every trade that you do, or that I do, or that Tyson does, or that Josh or any of our traders do, on any trade that you do, you're going to pay a couple of pips right up front. Okay, that's called the spread. Now you're going to pay those. It's like a toll. Okay, in exchange for that, they're going to provide you the leverage. That's just how it works. So there is a little something in it for the broker, right? But once you clear those pips out, guess what? The rest of it's gravy. So now you know how it all fits together. So guess what you're ready to do? You're actually ready to do your first trade. We've been here about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you're ready to do your first trade. You want to see how easy this is? Go pick a currency. You're going to buy it, okay? You're going to go to an account. You're going to buy that currency. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to put 2,000 of your own money into the equation, all right? Broker's going to match it 50 to 1. All right, and you're going to have a one-lot position. Watch how easy this is. You're going to go to an account that looks just like this one. All right, this is an account, right, from a group called Oanda. That's a Forex broker. Write that down. All right, we're not a broker. We don't have a relationship with this group. All right, but this happens to be one of the Forex outfits that you can open an account with. How do you do it? You go to their website. All right, you go to their website and you click on Open an Account. Okay. When you do that, they're going to ask you for some basic information. You're going to send in this form. In a couple of minutes, they'll send you back a link in your email. That link is going to have the trading platform right in it. All right, it's going to look just like this. Over here you got your currencies, the euro, the pound, the yen, the Australian, the Swiss, the Canadian. Okay, why are they blinking? Market's open. All right, what are we looking at? We're looking at the pound on the 1 minute chart. You see that? And up here you got a place to keep score. Okay, how do you buy it? It's easy. Under each of the currencies you got a buy button and a sell button. Okay, you're a buyer, click on the buy button. What happens automatically is this. Okay, an order ticket pops up. It's just about filled out for you. Okay, it says you're going to be a buyer of the Great British Pound. Now you got to tell them how much you want to buy. If you're going to do a one-lot trade, all right, that's $100,000. But the fact of the matter is, you want to see how easy it is to buy it? Just come down here and click submit. Boom, in 1 second you bought the currency. In 1 second your order was executed. Okay, and now you're a buyer. Look, things happen very quickly around here. Right here you've got what? You've got a little triangle that's marking your trade. Up here you've got your trade. Now you're keeping score. It's in your account. You bought the pound, one full lot. This is what you paid, $123.99, and now it's keeping score up or down a pip at a time. Everyone says, why is it negative? It's negative because you paid a couple of those pips right up front. Okay, you had to do that in order to get into the trade in the first place. But once those pips are kind of cleared out and this thing goes profitable, everything after that's gravy. Now mechanically that's simple. Mechanically there's nothing to it. You open an account, you click on buy or sell. I know you can all handle that part. What I need you to understand though, gang, is things happen kind of quickly around here. So we can't just be going haphazardly, picking a currency at random. I'm going to show you today exactly when to buy, exactly when to sell, so that you understand how to make money in this market, okay? Mechanically, though, I got to believe you can handle it. And when it comes to opening an account, listen, Owan is not the only game in town, all right? You can go to Forex.com. That's another big firm. In fact, they're the biggest in the world, all right? You go to their website, you click on open an account, okay? Fill out their basic form. You can be set up in 5 minutes, literally. So there's no excuse not to do this. I don't care who you are. If you got a stock account or an options account, do yourself a favor. Open up a Forex trading account. It doesn't cost anything. As a matter of fact, look, I'll show you another one, FXCM. Every single one of these firms, okay, has an awesome and robust platform. Every one of them looks about the same. There's a place to buy or sell. There's a place to keep score. There's a place to look at a chart. You can download all of them on your tablet. You can download it on your cell phone. All right, but when it comes to opening an account, right, it's easy. You want to put some money in it today, they'll take a debit card. Okay, you can literally be funded and ready to go in a couple minutes. Now, if you're a little nervous because you don't know what you're doing, whatever, do something. Open a practice account. Okay, if you open a practice account, you're still going to get the same tools. It still takes about the same amount of time. The difference is, instead of you putting money in it to trade with, they'll put some money in it. All right, they'll give you $50,000 of play money so that you can learn the platform, you can get a feel for the market, you can learn what all the buttons do, all right, you can get used to stuff so that when it's time to trade for real, instead of fumbling around trying to figure out what button to push, now you're seasoned a little bit and you've done this in a way that makes sense, okay? Whoever you are, if the only thing you do today is open up a practice account and start understanding what this opportunity is, listen, that's going to be a step forward for you. Because here's what you need to know, okay? Here's what you need to know. The opportunity is massive. All right, now I'll just give you an example. If this trade that you're in right now on the pound, you get in at the right time, you get out at the right time. Let me just give you an example of what 60 pips is worth, okay? 60 pips is less than a penny, all right? If the pound goes up by a little over half a cent, do you know how much you stand to make? Do the math on this. One lot times 60 pips, you stand to make $600. All right? On a $2,000 trade, that's right. Okay? Well, how often does that happen? I'll show you that it happens in every currency every day. Well, what about the downside? Look, I know what you need to see. Okay? I'm going to answer all that. But the most important thing for you to understand right now is those pips. All right? If you make 60 pips, and that equals $600, each of those pips is going to be worth $10. Now write that down. In this market, each pip is worth $10. So You get on the right side of the market, you make a lousy 60 pips, you're talking about making 30%. There's only so many places you can even talk like that. This is one of them. And this happens in every currency every day. Jot this down, all right? Every day, the average opportunity in every one of these currencies is a lot more than 60 pips. On the euro, it's more than double that. On the pound, it's triple that. You start getting into some fancy combinations, there's a lot of pips out there, gang, and you don't have to get all these. You don't even have to get one, okay? If you can get a half of one of these every day, you're making $600, okay, a day. 3,000 a week, 12,000 a month. Those are the kind of conversations you want to be having, okay? You at least want to know that it's possible. And all I know is this. If you walk into a job interview and you say, hey, is it possible for me to start making 12,000 a month, right? They'd laugh. But in the market, with a $2,000 account, I'm not going to just tell you that it's possible. I'm going to tell you that it's common. But you got to have the right tools to do it. Okay, you got to get out of the gate strong. You got to work with some people that know what they're doing. And the fact of the matter is, it's not going to take you long. Stick with me for an hour, because I'll give you the tools just like I gave them to Moretti, who said, what? I've been at this a couple weeks. I'm making money at it. Chuck says, hey, I took what you gave me. I went out and made $500 the first day. Now, anybody can send a testimonial. Anybody can get lucky. I understand, all right? But here's what you need to know. A year and a half from now, I want you to be like Robbie. Send me a note that says, look, I didn't know the first thing about this market, but you showed me something that worked. Okay? I'm consistent. I'm getting solid returns. Here's another 20% this week, right? Where else can you talk like that? Another 20% in a week. You can do that here. Okay? All I'm going to tell you is hang with me, because I'm going to give you all the tools. We're going to make you a better trader right now. Okay? Nothing's guesswork. Nothing. Every time you trade, you're going to follow a plan. Okay? Now, the simplest plan mechanically is right here. The simplest plan is just like Peter Cook says. Come into our trading session, all right? Work with one of our traders. We'll highlight the currencies that are on the move. Then you're going to buy it, okay? You're going to protect both sides, and you're going to leave it alone. It's not going to take long for you to put good trades on, okay? You're going to buy it. You already did that. That took 10 seconds, okay? But now you have to protect both sides. How do you do that? First things first. The second you buy anything, everything down below it becomes risk. Everything down below it becomes risk, okay? We don't like risk. Your tolerance for risk is probably pretty small. Well, how do you mitigate risk? It's simple, all right? You're going to build a floor underneath your trade. It's called a stop order, a stop order. You build a floor underneath your trade by placing this order. It's a protective order, so that in case the trade goes against you, instead of falling off of a cliff, okay, it can only come down to this floor that you built, and if it does, boom, you're out of the market, and it protects the rest of your account. Now, in this example, what did Peter Cook do? He said, okay, I'm willing on this trade to risk 10 pips, all right? Now, what's the other thing that he does? He does the thing that most traders forget to do, all right? He also places an order above the market. Now, what's that one for? That one, gang, is called a target order or a limit order. That one's in case the profit shows up, right? Instead of what? The profit shows up and then it kind of fritters away because you didn't know when to take the profit. What you've got to understand is this. Every trade that you do only offers a certain amount of money. And most traders do not have trouble finding good trades. I would bet that if any of you has an account here, I don't care if it's a stock account or an options account or a Forex account, I would bet that you have found yourself good trades that were up $600, $800, $1,000, okay? But what happened? You didn't know when to take the profit. You figure, well, if it's up 1,000, right, tomorrow will be up 2,000. And what happened? Instead, your profits started to sort of fade. Right? 1,000 became 500, became 200. Suddenly it became a negative $100. And what did you do? You took the loss right there because you couldn't take it anymore. Right? And what were you thinking? I should have taken the 1,000. What you didn't know was maybe 1,000 is all that trade was offering. And what you got to understand is you've got to put that order above the market so when the profit comes, okay, that money goes into your account. Now, if I can show you how to do that today, to understand that today, if you can take that away today, where your good trades become profitable instead of losses, then I've changed your life. All right, this will be worth every minute of your time if I can only show you this one thing, because I know you know how to find good trades. Let me help you, okay? And this will be worth your time, because what you need to understand is once you place both of these trades, okay, you can leave things alone. You don't have to stare at the screen. You can be at the grocery store. You can be dropping your kids off from school. You have to understand that trading is simple. Once you enter it, it's only going to go one of two ways. It'll go up or it'll go down. If it goes down, you get a small loss. If it goes up, you get a nice gain, and then you do it again. That's what a formula is. That's what a plan is, okay? If you do this enough times correctly, what's going to happen is, all right, you're going to be like Peter, right? You're going to have a lot more of these, right? It goes to his limit, makes himself $800, okay? So I want you to understand that from the get-go, I'm going to show you how to trade the correct way. Why? More than anything, because this market moves kind of quickly, okay? You saw this market bopping around today, right? A minute ago it was down $40. Now all of a sudden it's up $40. Look at this stem that we just got in the last 3 minutes. But this is still a lousy trade. Do you know why? Because all this area down here, gang, is risk, okay? Look at this. If this thing goes the wrong way, it goes off a cliff, there goes your account. Okay, you've got to trade properly. Okay, you've also got to understand that there's only a certain amount of reward in every trade that you do. I want to show you how to fix this, and I can do it in 5 seconds. Watch. All you got to do is come up here to the trade that you already did and click on it. When you do, an order ticket's going to pop up. Now, we're not going to close the trade. What we are going to do, though, is modify it. We're going to modify it. We're going to fix this. We're going to click on the stop loss and the take profit button. We're going to build a floor, and we're going to build a ceiling. All right, where's the floor going to go? Well, I'm not in the mood to risk a whole lot. I don't think you are either. We got in at 123.99. Let's just take the risk down to 123.79. All right, we'll risk 20 pips. Now, how much are we looking to make? Well, I don't know. If we're together, right, for an hour, let's see if we can't make $250. So let's put that upside at 124.24. Now, watch what happens. All right, I'm going to hit the submit button, and things happen awfully fast. Watch this. My trade has just been modified. Look what's happened here. All right, I got a floor built underneath it. There it is. Okay, I've got a ceiling built above it. Hold on. There it is. And now I'm protected on both sides with just a couple clicks of the mouse. Now, if you don't like where the floor is, click on it. You can move it around. I don't like all that risk. Well, raise the floor. Okay, raise it up. There's no problem. It takes 1 second. Okay, as you're trading, you're going to be moving floors and ceilings around all the time, right? If the thing goes into deep profit, what are you going to do? You're going to raise your stop up to break even so that way you have a risk-free trade. We're not quite ready for that yet, but we're getting close, all right? So let's just go ahead and set our stop right here, right? Let's set our limit up there. Now, I got to know something, all right, because I've been going through mechanics for the better part of 45 minutes, okay? I need to know if you can handle that so I can move on. Because I know what you want now. If you can handle the mechanics, you want to know, all right, what do I do? What do I look at? Where do I get in? Where do I get out? But I want to know if you can handle this. If you can, type yes in the chat box. If you can handle what I just showed you, type yes in the chat box so that I can move on from this point, okay? I'm going to keep giving you more information. I'm going to keep going. I can't stop. There's too much to share with you and not a lot of time. All right, good. There's my responses. Okay, so I'm going to go on, and we're going to do some live trading. I'm going to show you the software and so forth. But the one thing I have to clarify for you, because I know some of you are asking, is this. All right, what do I start with? Well, if you're going to trade lots, it's the same thing I've been telling you. You got to have $2 grand, okay, in your account to trade lots of currency. You get 50-to-1 leverage. Each of the pips are worth $10. But if you only got 200, okay, or if you only want to start with 200, you want to dip your toe in the water, you want to make sure that you can make some money with this and not put a bunch of your capital at risk, that's okay. All right, you're just going to trade a smaller denomination. Write that down. It's called a mini lot. Okay, mini lot, $200. You still get 50-to-1 leverage. All right, but what that means is the pips in this instance are worth $1. All right, now you can trade even in between. You can trade 2 mini lots. You can trade 5 mini lots. Okay, you can trade whatever size you want. But what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to go through this and I'm going to keep talking about pips. All right, and you're going to figure out where it is that you fit when it comes to this. Now's the time to get busy, okay? Because now I got to show you the software. This is the ultimate charting software. This is our proprietary piece. This is something we have over $1 million invested in. Okay, what I'm going to show you is how all the buttons work. If you see that what I show you works, I'm going to show you a formula. Write that down. Okay, success isn't a fantasy, it's a formula. It's a series of steps that you're going to follow that are going to lead you to success. All right, I'm going to show you that formula today. All you've got to decide while I'm going through this is, does the formula work? Okay, and can you do it? Follow me while I show you which buttons to push. You'll absolutely be able to do this, and it's fun. Okay, now what does any piece of software have to show you? Well, I'm going to look at the euro here on the 1 month chart. And what the software's got to do for you is tell you what? Which direction is the market going, and then when do you get in and out? Most important thing, gang, is right here. Okay, you got to know which way the market is going. Direction is the key. You'd be surprised how many analyses, pieces of software, they come with every bell and whistle in the book, the red, the green, the whole bit, and they get the direction wrong, okay? You must get the direction right. If you get it right, okay, your odds of making money go up by a factor of 10. I like to say if you get the direction right, it's hard to lose money, okay? But if you get the direction wrong, it's hard to make anything. So you got to get the direction right, okay? Once you do, it's just a matter of getting in and out. All right, now what you have to understand is this: the Forex market does the same thing over and over and over again, all right? And the market develops patterns. Now we read the patterns on the charts using these blue and white candlesticks. Now I'm going to keep things real simple, okay? When you see the white candlesticks, all right, you see a market that's going up. When you see the blue ones, all right, the market's going down. Sometimes the market's going up. Sometimes it's going down. It never goes straight up or down. It moves in waves, okay? It moves in patterns. And what you're going to learn very quickly is the market moves in patterns that we'll call A, B, C, D. You got to write that down. A, B, C, D. Whether it's moving down or it's moving up, all right, the market moves in patterns, right, that we're going to call A, B, C, D. You can all see that right here. Now, why is this important? Because A, B, C, D is the foundation of everything we do. And there's a tool that's built into this program. Now listen, where if you can simply identify on the chart A, B, and C, it can tell you where D is before it happens. Let me say that again. There's a tool that's built into this program, all right, that can take two measurements. It can measure the distance from A to B and B to C, and combining those, okay, it can tell you which way the market is going next. Not only that, once it takes those two measurements, not only can it tell you which way it's going, but it can also tell you how far it's going to go. Now that sounds like a pretty tall order, right? If there's a tool like that, right, and you found it and it worked, as a trader, you're done looking, because that's everything you're looking for, right? Let me ask you a simple question, and I want you to type an answer in the chat box. If you knew ahead of time which way the market was going to go, and you knew how far it was going to go, do you think that would give you an advantage when it came to trading and making some money? That is a serious question. I want you to type the answer, okay? If you knew ahead of time which way the market was going, all right, and how far it was going to go before it happened, do you think that would give you a huge advantage in the market? Type your answer in the chat box. No, it's not a trick question. We don't have time for trick questions. It's a serious question. Do you think that would help you? Look at that. Yes, of course. Is there such a tool? You know what? There is. All right? Is there such a tool? Yeah, it's built in here. Now, what is it called? It's called the Fibonacci tool. You got to write that down. The Fibonacci tool, the Fibonacci sequence. Okay? Fibonacci. That's the tool that's built in here that's going to do all those things. Okay? Now, what's a Fibonacci? Okay. It's actually who? Who is a Fibonacci? Fibonacci was an Italian mathematician. Some of you have heard of him. What did he come up with? He came up with, he's very famous for this. You Google it after we're done. Read up on this. It's fascinating. He came up with a sequence of numbers that can be used to measure everything in nature. All right? They call this nature's numbering system because this sequence of numbers, gang, it works on everything. For example, if you want to know how many scales are on that fish, that's nothing more than a Fibonacci sequence. Right? You apply it, it'll tell you exactly how many scales are on that fish. Same thing with this sunflower. You want to know how many petals are on that sunflower? That's nothing more than a Fibonacci sequence. We use it on the human body. You've seen this before, right? Our symmetry, the length of our arms, length of our legs, the shape of your ear. That's nothing more than a Fibonacci sequence. Gang, this sequence of numbers applies to every living thing, okay? And it's all about patterns and energy. Well, the people around here said, wait a second. The Forex market, it's all patterns and energy. So if we can apply this Fibonacci thing here and it works, that's the key. If we can apply it here and it works, that's going to be the key to making serious money. Well, we've done that, all right? And all you're going to have to do to make it work for you is load this up on your desk and be able to, on the chart, identify a low price and a high price, okay? When you do, what you're going to do is draw a line between the two, and automatically the Fibonacci sequence is going to appear. There it is, okay? This is where you really need to pay attention. That's the Fibonacci sequence. It looks like a step ladder, and it's color-coded. Now, what's happening here? The market has gone up from A to B. There was energy, positive energy, that drove the market higher. But when it got to B, what happened? Well, it ran out of gas and it pulled back. You've seen this before. The market never goes straight up or down. It always moves like this. What you need to understand is, gang, when the market pulled back to this low price and then it made a U-turn, right, the very bottom of that U-turn is what we're going to call letter C. And I want you to see where it lines up. Do you see how this low price lines up with this red line on the Fibonacci sequence? Do you see that red line right there? The low price lines up with this red line. Some people call these Fibonacci energy levels. I call them trampolines. You want to know why? Because if the market bounces off of one of these Fibonacci levels, it's going to act like a trampoline on that currency and send the price up. This is going up. You can't argue with that. You're seeing it happen. This market is bouncing higher. But here's the beauty of this tool, okay? It'll even tell you how far it's going to go. Well, how does it do that? Simple. It's color-coded. If I bounce off a red trampoline, what I know is that the market is going up and it's not going to stop until it gets all the way up here to this red line, this red price, this red number on the Fibonacci sequence. Now, your first question is obvious. How do you know that? How do you know it's going up? Let alone how far? I mean, really? Okay, listen. I've got to show you how this works first. Then I'm going to show you that it does. I've got to show you a bunch of examples so that you can see that it works. All right? That's where the rubber meets the road. But you got to understand how it works first. So let me just take you through the trampolines, okay? Because we're going to see example after example. And we're going to see an example for sure, all right, where the market does what? Well, it goes from A to B, but when it pulls back, let's say it pulls back lower, okay? Let's say it pulls back lower down to this level before it makes a U-turn. What you have to understand is this. If the market comes down to this level right here, that's letter C. Do you notice how it lines up with the blue trampoline? What I'm telling you is this. This market is going up, all right? But it's not going to bounce quite as high. It's only going to go up here to this blue line, all right? That's where D is, A, B, C. The market will go to D, which is right up here. And the same thing if it comes down to the green one. Listen, the trampolines all work the same way. If the market pulls all the way back down here to this green line, what I'm telling you is if it makes that U-turn, it's going up. And it's not going to stop till it gets to the green line up here. So now you know how the trampolines work. Now you know how the tool works. Now you got to see that it does. Okay? And what's happened here? What I'm going to tell you is this. We're going to look for this market, all right, to complete a sequence. The market, the pattern is all A, B, C, D. If you didn't write that down, you got to write it down right now. Once you identify A, B, and C, this tool will tell you where the market's going. Okay? What's happened? We've gone from A to B. We've pulled back down here to C. I've told you this market's going up. And it's not going to stop till it gets all the way up here to this red price sometime in the future. So that means that's where we're going. And from where we are to where we're going, if it works, that represents our profit opportunity. Now put some numbers on this. Okay, current price here is $1.29. According to this, we're going up, and we're not going to stop till we get all the way up here to $1.61. How do you know that? Because that's the price right here. You see this? Fibonacci sequence will tell you exactly where it is you're going. Okay? Now, what's the difference between those two? I did the math. It's about 3,000 pips. Okay? Which means what? You do a one-lot trade, $10 a pip. This is a $32,000 conversation. First time I saw those numbers, I said, well, show it to me. Okay? Show it to me. If I can put 2,000 in and take out 32,000, that's something I at least need to look into. All right? When they showed me this, I was dazzled because what happened, not only, gang, did the market go up, the market went up right to that red line. It went bouncing off the red trampoline, went all the way to the red, and completed the sequence. A, B, C, D is a complete sequence. So after I saw this, I said, okay, what happens now, right? Now that you completed the sequence, now what do we do? You know what they said? Joe, you completed the sequence. Now we're starting another one. And this happens over and over and over again, okay? This works in all the currencies and all the time frames. I know some of you are looking at this on the 1 month chart. You're not impressed because it took you a year and a half to make 32 grand, right? I love it. I show people how money's made, and now they want me to do it in a certain time frame. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. This works in all the time frames. So if you're a day trader, you want to do this on the 1 hour chart, I'm going to show you that this works in all the currencies and all the time frames. This tool is going to make the market measurable. You'll see that it's repeatable. You'll have absolute clarity. And the beauty of this is, gang, that this is what makes the market predictable. All right, our entire company has been built for 22 years showing people this. Now, if you haven't seen this before, now's the time to see it. And we're going to go live. All right, I'm going to show you a formula. You're going to have it in your back pocket. It's not going to take me long. I got to show you 3 charts, okay? If you can hang with me through 3 charts, you're going to have the formula. You're going to have something that you can trade with, right? Then I'll show you how to put some serious money in your pocket. We got to do this in steps. Okay, but once you have it, you're going to know how to capture 5,000 pips on the pound and on the Japanese yen. Write that down, all right? And even though you're brand new today, I don't care. You're going to have the skill to at least get started, and then we'll help you go get those. And the best part is, if you want to come work with us, we'll guarantee your results. Now, if you're interested in that, there's no reason to wait any longer. Let's just go and do some trading. Can we do that? Can we do some trading? If you're ready to go, type go in the chat box, because we got work to do. I already told you that. Right? Now that we've been at this for 49 minutes, all right, I've got only a certain amount of time, so now I've really got to move fast. If you're ready to go, type go. I'm going to get a sip of water. Somebody said, how's our trade doing? You guys are funny. How is our trade doing? We're up $94, all right? $94. We got in the trade at 10:51, so that's a half hour. All right, I didn't buy the pound by accident, just so you know, okay? And if you're not used to making $100, right, in about a half hour, this is something you can do, gang. Things happen fast. If I decide to close this right now, guess what? I just closed it. That's $100 out of thin air in a half hour. That's one currency. You know how I found it? Doing this. Let's get the ball rolling. When you bring this up on your screen at home, you're going to bring up these different currencies, okay, right on your desk, right on your screen. I'm looking here at the pound. There's the Australian, there's the Canadian, there's the yen, there's the euro. So I got a pretty good look here at a bunch of different currencies and a bunch of different time frames. Let me bring up the euro on the 1 month chart, because I got to do something for you right now. I got to prove to you that this works, all right? The one thing I said was, A, it works, and B, it works on all of them and in all the time frames, okay? So watch what it is I do. It's going to be the same thing you do. All you have to do to make this work is look on your chart for high prices and low prices and what we call U-turns. U-turns, okay? When you see a U-turn, that's going to be associated with a low price. You see it? U-turn. That's a U-turn. It's upside down. High price. U-turn. See it? Upside down. Low price, high price, okay? When you find them, I want you to give them a label. For example, this high price, let's call it letter A. See that? We move down to this low price, we're going to call it letter B. Okay? What happens? The market stops going down, starts going back up again, but it only comes to this high price here. Let's call that letter C. And then what happens? It starts going down again. Okay? Market starts going down again. Well, if you've got A, B, and C, the tool is going to help you find where the market is going next. Watch how. All you're going to do is come up here to the toolbar. See this square? That's a menu. Fibonacci tools. Click on it. When you do, right, the menu drops down. I want you to click on the first one, the MTI, right, Market Traders Institute Fibonacci Retracement Tool. When you click on it, little pen shows up. All you have to do to make this work is draw a line from A to B. Right? When you do that, the Fibonacci sequence shows up on your screen. There it is. All right, little step ladder. It's color-coded. Here, let me shrink this a little so you can see all of the numbers in the sequence. There they are. Okay? Now watch. The market has come all the way down. All right? There was negative energy pushing the market down. When it got to this point, though, what happened? It rebounded. Okay? It came up here to letter C. Now, what I want you to notice is this. Look where letter C is. Do you see how letter C lines up with this red trampoline? What did I tell you? If the market hits one of those red energy levels, trampolines, and bounces off of it, which is happening right here, it's obvious the market's bouncing off this trampoline. All right? It's headed down. There's no disputing that. It's happening. Okay? The difference is with the Fibonacci sequence, not only will it tell you which direction it's going, it will tell you how far it's going to go. Okay? If we bounce off a red trampoline, if this works the way I told you, this market's going to go down, and it's not going to stop till it gets to this red line, this red price, red to red, sometime in the future. In other words, letter D, gang, is out here. That's our future D. All right? If this works, it means the difference between where we are and where we're going, that's our profit opportunity. Let's put some numbers on it. What's our current price? 105.90. All right? That's the closing price on this blue candle. Where are we going? According to this, we're going to 82.86. All right? That seems like a pretty big difference. Let's go ahead and get out the calculator and figure it out. If I'm at 105.90 and I'm going to 82.86, that's a difference of 2,300 pips. Trade one lot, $10 a pip. Okay? This just became a $23,000 conversation. 2,000 in, 23,000 out. Right? That's about 1,100%. A little better than you're doing in your mutual funds, without a doubt. Okay? If it works. If it works. I don't want to get cocky about it. You've got to know if it works. What do you have to do to prove it? Just go forward in time. Because what do you notice? When you start going forward in time, you will see that the market, gang, right, doesn't go straight up or down. But what it does do is it maintains that negative energy, that negative push, until when? Until it hits a low price, and then it makes another U-turn. This is a U-turn. Just like this one, and this one. Well, if that one's A, that one's B, and that one's C, guess what you just found? You just found yourself letter D. There it is. It's at this low price right here. And what I got to have you notice is look where the low price is. Look where that low price is. It lines up exactly with that red line. In other words, the market went from C to D, from red to red, and if you did that trade, you made yourself $23,000. Now, I know you're seeing this for the first time, okay, some of you. When I first saw this, I was on the edge of my seat, and all I said was, do it again, okay? I see that you showed it to me once, and that's fine. Do it again. What's happening here? Okay? What's happening is energy is continuous. Energy doesn't stop. When this sequence ended, A, B, C, D, what happened immediately was we had a U-turn, and we started another sequence. So now this low price is the beginning of a new sequence. And what happens is we go forward in time, and we just keep looking for the same things. Now, what do you got here? You got a low price. You got a high price. Well, guess what? That's letter B. At the top of that U-turn, right, you got to give it a label, letter B. What happened? The market rallied, but then it pulled back all the way down here to this low price. Well, guess what you found? You found letter C. What's happening? Well, let's go get our Fibonacci's. It'll tell us what's happening, okay? Get your tool out, do the same thing again. Drop down that menu, click on that top tool, go get your pen, and just draw the same line from A to B. what it's going to do is give you a fresh set of Fibonacci's. This is the new sequence. What's happened here? The market has indeed pulled back to this point, and now it's bouncing. You can't argue with what you're seeing. That is what's happening, okay? But the neat part about the Fibonacci tool is it can show you what you couldn't see before. It can show you these energy levels. And what's obviously happening is this. The market is bouncing off of this green trampoline. Well, if it's going to do what I said, if it works the way that I said, this market's going up. And it's not going to stop until it gets to this green line up here in the future. In other words, if this works, we're going to go from green to green. Now, what's the current price? 91.01. What's our future price? Roll your mouse over that. It'll pop up 98.85. So what we're talking about there is a difference of 784 pips. Okay? If you put a one-lot trade on, you're talking about making $7,800. Okay? And listen, you might just dip your toe in the water, right? Do a smaller trade, right? $200 in, so you'd get $784 out. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when you start talking about making 390%, gang, it doesn't take you too long, right, of doing a few of these to play a little catch-up ball in your IRA. You understand that? Okay, some of you are a little behind in your IRA. Some of you are looking for something that works so you can start getting these kind of numbers. This is what I'm showing you, and the only thing you have to do to prove it is keep seeing it work over and over again. Now, what happened here? Well, the market didn't go straight up. Sorry about that. All right, but what did happen is it makes those higher lows, those higher highs, okay? That positive energy off the trampoline keeps pushing into the market until what? Until it reaches a high price, and then it changes direction again, okay? Look at where that is. Look at, this is not a mistake. The market went to this point, okay, lines up with the green trampoline, and then it changes direction. Because why? Because we completed the sequence. A, B, C, D is yet another sequence. So that's one in a downward direction and one in an upward direction, okay? Right now you don't have to be an expert because I see the questions. I'm anticipating them. Stick with me. I'm going to keep showing you that. All I want to know right now is if you can see the sequence. If you can, please type A, B, C, D. If you can see the sequence, type A, B, C, D. I'm not done yet. I know I've got to prove a couple things to you before you believe. And that's fine. That's what this session is about. Okay? I know what you're looking for. I got it. And I just want to make sure you see this so I can build your foundation. Okay? You got it? A, B, C, D. Good. Okay? That's a bunch of you. Let me go on. And what you're going to have to understand is this market repeats itself over and over and over. All you have to do to see that, gang, is bring your energy forward. When you see a sequence complete, okay, what happens is we roll into the next sequence, all right? Low price, high price. Watch this. Let me just go get my Fibonacci's and draw that line. What do you see? The market came up to B, and then it came down to here and made a U-turn. It's obvious that it's bouncing off this red trampoline. Where's it supposed to go then in that case? It's supposed to go red to red in the future, and look, it doesn't. And when it gets there, what happens? It changes direction. Why? Because we're on a new sequence at that point. So how do you know what to do? You just draw another Fibonacci. Come up here, get that same tool, find your low price and your high price, okay? When you do that, what do you notice? The market has gone, right, and pulled back to here. It lines up with yet another Fibonacci energy level. That's not a mistake. That's not an accident. These numbers are critical when it comes to your analytics, okay? But what is supposed to happen here? Isn't the market supposed to bounce from red to red? Well, it looks like it's bouncing. Sure it does, okay? But it hasn't completed the sequence yet. It's supposed to go to this point. Well, all you got to do to prove if it works is go forward a little bit and look. When it completes the sequence, there it is. What happens next? It changes direction. Of course it does, because now we're on another sequence. What's the point I'm making here? Not only do you know which way the market's going, not only do you know how far, but you also know that when it gets there, it's time to go. Because why? Once you complete the sequence, of course it's going to change direction, because now we're starting another sequence. So now that you know all of those things, you're going to be able to get into positions and know when to get out of them. And instead of riding the market like an elevator, up, down, up, down, up, down, you get to ride it like an escalator. You understand that? That's going to be major. Let's keep going, all right? Because at some point, you've got to make a decision on this. Some of you have typed some very friendly things. That's cool, that's awesome, wow, okay. And I like it too. Look, when I was watching this, I'm like, this is it, right? This is, if this works, this is what I need to be doing, all right? I don't need to go through a bunch of other analysis, class, this and that. I need to learn this Fibonacci thing, because if this works, I'm done. I got it. Well, here's what you've seen, all right? This has worked, gang, since 1995, all right? It's working in downtrends and uptrends. It's working unbroken. All this is consecutive sequences. So at some point, you've got to make a decision on whether to use this or not. Okay? You can see it, but right now it's just conversation. Okay? Right now it's just knowledge. Great. What are you going to do with it? Because at this point, if you see this and you know, okay, that you're on to something that works, all right, and you know you've got what? You've got A and B, and what do you got here? You got a U-turn, okay, and it's bouncing off of this red trampoline, all right? If you understand that this thing is going up and it's not going to stop till it gets to 154, and your current price is 128, you're looking at 2,600 pips, okay? $2,000 in, that's a one-lot trade, $26,000 out. My question for you is this: do you have enough information to do that trade at this point? Would you risk 2,000 to make 26,000? Some of you would, right? What if you're a little bit shy? Well, maybe you risk 200 to make 2,600, okay? It's still 1,300% on your money, all right? At what point are you willing to risk a little to make a lot? Everybody buys a Powerball ticket. Well, yeah, I risk $1 to make 500 million, right? But you know what the odds are of Powerball. You might as well set the dollar on fire. Here, I'm telling you, risk a little to make a lot on something that works. And if you do, what happens? All you've got to do, gang, is see that it continues to work. At some point, you've got to do the trade, okay? And what's going to happen when you get up here? Well, if you did this one, gang, you know now, once you complete the sequence, it's time to go. I don't want you to give this back. I want you to be able to take it. And if you can look with clarity and say to yourself, it's time to go because the sequence is done, guess what? You get to keep the money. The person that doesn't know this, look at what happens to them. They get to give it all back, all right? This is going to set you apart. This will set you apart on other traders. This will set you apart on the results that you've been getting. And it's this market that's going to set you apart because this is the only one where this works over and over and over. Okay? It works in down markets. It works in up markets. It works on each sequence. Look at now what happens? We change direction. No big deal, right? You got to wait for A, B, and C. You got A, B, and C. There it is, blue line. So where are we supposed to go? Once you identify C and you see what? That it's bouncing down off the blue trampoline, you understand that this thing's going all the way down to the blue line. It's not going to stop till it gets there. And look what happens. It completes the sequence. A, B, C, D, uptrend, downtrend, presidential elections, internet bubbles, right? Worldwide financial calamities, okay? Prime ministers, recessions, booms, busts, hurricanes, floods. This is 20 years on the euro. And it works every time? That's what I'm telling you, okay? So this is what you have to know is the foundation of everything we do here. And if you want to know which way the euro's going right now, all you got to do, gang, is find a low price and a high price. Here it is, low price, high price, okay? What happened? We bounced off the green trampoline. Simple enough, right? Bounce off of green. Where we're going? We're going green to green, right? Green's at 119. We're at 110.50. That's 850 pips. So don't tell me I didn't show you an opportunity. Don't tell me I didn't show you the most important thing. The monthly is going to give us our direction. And it's pretty obvious if we're going from C to D, our direction right now is up. And if you can see that, we're bouncing off of the green trampoline, C, We're going to D. We're not there yet. But that means we're going up till we get it. Okay? Our direction is up. If you can see that, type up. I'm going to get a sip of water. Got to keep moving. Got to keep moving. You got it? You got it? Up, 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 up. Joe, come on. Does it really work in all the currencies? Okay, let me go ahead. I'll find you another one. Let's go with the Canadian. All right? I've already marked the A's and B's on this. Go back another 20 years because I got to prove that this works and it's fine. Okay? Here we go. Low price A, high price B. See that U-turn? I know you see it. Right? You didn't even know to look for it before, but now you're developing as a trader. You're getting this. You don't know how close you are, okay, to getting this. Look, we come down to the red line. Where are we supposed to go? If that's C, we're going red to red, and look, we do it. Once we get there, we change direction. Why? New sequence, okay? So get rid of that. Bring your energy forward. Low price, high price, right? Oh, look, it's off the screen. Don't worry. Watch, okay? Low price, high price, A to B. Where's C? Looks like it's down here, right? There's C, okay? Where is it? Looks like it lines up with the green trampoline. Well, if that's the case, we're going up here to the green price. Look where we go. Look, look, look. Look where we go. Amazing. Right to the green price, A, B, C, D, and then we change direction. Sequence fulfilled. Now we're going to see if it works in a downward move, okay? There's A to B. What happens? Rebound to the green trampoline. Green to green, complete the sequence. In fact, big extension. All we do, draw another sequence. High price, low price. Okay? What do you see? If this works, we're supposed to go from this high, that's C, that's the retracement. We're supposed to go from red to red. Do you think that's an accident? Do you think that that's an accident? Because if you do, you're missing it. Okay? If you think that this goes to that sequence and completes it, and that's not absolutely what's in control of the market, gang, this is it, all right? It's not supply and demand. Well, maybe it's part of that, but the Fibonacci sequence is all part of the equation, okay? It includes all those things. And when you see this work over and over and over and over, red to red, and then it changes direction, then you'll understand that this is what you absolutely have to learn, okay? This is the Canadian. This was during the biggest calamity that the world has seen. And all that Forex traders did who knew this was understand. Look, we're bouncing off that green trampoline. We're going up, and we're not going to stop till we get to the green line. And look what happened. We went right to it. And then we started another sequence. This here is the current sequence. This here is the current sequence. All right? Look, low price, high price, U-turn, blue to blue. We're going up on the Canadian. We're not going to stop till $1.54. We're at $1.33. If you did this trade, you're looking at 2,100 pips. How many of you think that you understand this right now? If you do, type yes in the chat box. If you do, just type yes in the chat box. Do you get it so far? You can see this part. You see that we're going up on the Canadian. We're going up on the euro. All right? This is what's in control of the market. Can you imagine now? Good. Knowing that you know which way the market's going to go, do you think you can make a little money with it? I know that you're not going to trade off the 1-minute chart, okay? But this is more than half the battle. More than half the battle, okay? And now that you learned it, we're ready to go a little further. Okay, I've shown you that it worked. Look, I can show it to you on the yen too. Sequence, sequence, sequence. And look, there's even a tool that'll do them fast. See this tool right here that says Smart Fibonacci tool? See this right here, different menu. Under our logo, there's a tool that says Smart Fibonacci, A, B, C, D. Watch this. Instead of drawing them all individually, right? Because you're wondering, do I have A in the right place or B? Watch this. Just come down and find a low price or a high price and click on it. It'll draw the sequences for you. It'll draw them in order. So you don't have to guess, right? This is A, B, C, blue to blue, D. Hey, look at that. It works. I know, right? What's this one? A, B, retracement, red. Where's it going? Red. Amazing, right? It works. So this is the current sequence on the yen. Write this down. Because when you get this one on your desk, I want you to be paying attention to the yen. This could make your whole year. You know why? We've been waiting a year for this pullback, okay? We've been waiting a year. Look at this beautiful U-turn, Okay, look at this beautiful U-turn. We're bouncing off the blue line. We go to the blue to blue. We go up to here, blue to blue. We're talking about 2,500 pips. One lot's 25,000. Two lots would be 50,000. Okay? This is something you can do. Now you got to capture it. So now I'm going to go just a little bit deeper and show you exactly how to trade it. Give me 5 more minutes on this, and I'll show it to you. All right? First thing you got to do, all right, if you got the direction, you know the direction's up. What you're going to do is come to the one-day chart. Okay? When you're in our trading room, we will do this with you. So you learn it as you go, but it's simple. Okay? Make sure you're on the right side of the market. What do I mean? Well, if I come to the euro on the one-day chart, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to make sure I'm on the right side of the market. I'm going to draw myself a trend line to make sure of this. Now, what do you notice about this trend line? Okay, every time for the longest time, this currency came up to this trend line, right? It acted like a ceiling. It kept pushing this thing down, all right? It acted like a ceiling until when? Right here, okay? Right here, we broke through the ceiling. You see that? Now, instead of this acting like a ceiling, look at what it's doing. It's acting like a floor, okay? It's acting like a floor, and what we've done here is we've bounced up off the floor. Now, this is an important trend line because it separates two sides of the market. Over here, you had to be a seller, so this was your sell zone. But once you broke through that, all of a sudden you broke through into the buy zone. Okay? You broke through into the buy zone. And now look, you bounced up off the floor. So this is where we are right now. You've got a market that's going up. You only want to think about buying it. You're in the buy zone, so you just confirm that you're in good shape. Now what do? Let's look for some opportunity. Let me go put my Fibonacci's on this. I'll do the quick one, right? Let me just go find a low price and click on it. Look, it shows me that the Fibonacci's work in this time frame too. Let me just highlight this so you can see it. Okay, what's happened here? Is that an A, low price? Is that a B, high price? Yes. The market's come down to this low price, that's C, okay? And it's made a U-turn right off of this red trampoline. Gang, if this works, isn't this supposed to go from red to red? Isn't that exactly what it did? And as soon as it got there, didn't it change direction? It's because the Fibonacci's work on the day chart too, okay? Look here. This is our new low. There's our new high. That's A and B, all right? What happened here? We came down to C and made a U-turn. You're seeing this now. Well, if that's the blue line, where's this supposed to go? Isn't it supposed to go blue to blue? Look what happens. Just follow the candles. Just follow the candles. It doesn't go straight up, all right? But when you follow the candles, what happens? It goes right up to here. Hold on. There's the blue. There's the blue. And then it changes direction, okay? You can't tell me it doesn't work. Some of you are like, what do I need to do to start? Good for you, right? What you have to understand is this is our current sequence right here. This is the current sequence, A to B, all right? What's happened? We've come all the way down here, green area, to this layer. This is where C is on this sequence right now, all right? If we're bouncing off the green, we're going to green. And that's up here at 117.59. If my current price is 110, all right, what do I know? We got some room here, all right? That's 700 pips. Now, you're not going to trade it just yet. You got to look at one more chart. Now that you know that you've got all of this green stuff kind of coming together, that's going to give you the confidence to trade it. Go to the last chart I'm going to show you. It's the 2-hour chart. Now look, last thing. You ready for this? Pay close attention. You're ready to trade the euro. You're going to come to the 2-hour chart. On the formula, you've already done A, B, C. You did it on the month and you did it on the day. Okay? Now you're going to do what we call a 1, 2, 3 buy on the 2-hour chart. It's going to give you a chance to buy low so that you can sell high and right, you can do it with limited risk. Joe, show it to me. If you can get this, we're done. Okay? And we got to do it quick because I'm running out of time. Here we go. The market has made this U-turn. It's broken through and now it's headed higher. Most rookie traders will start to buy when the market gets up to here. Okay? they will start saying things like, oh, it's breaking out. Oh, I don't want to miss it. And what happens? The second they buy it, right, it starts to break against them. What I'm going to tell you is this. You need to start looking for things differently. All right? Here's what you're going to do. When you look at a chart, I want you to look for big moves to the upside. But I don't want you buying off of white candles. I want you to wait for the market to pull back. Why? Because you've already figured out that the market moves in waves. It always moves A, B, C, D. Okay? So now what you're going to look for is the market to make this pullback before you buy it. In fact, that's the first thing I want you to look for is a bunch of blue candles together. I want you to see it make a strong move down. Okay? But I don't want you to go buying blue candles. I want you to wait for the candles to change color. That is your second step. Second step is right here. I want you to wait for the candles to change color. Okay? They got to go from blue to white. And the most important thing is the white one peaks above the blue one. All right, another way to say it is the white one peaks above the one in front of it. All right, if you see the blue candles turn white, just as they have here, that means the selling is over, the buyers have just shown up. Guess what buyers are going to do? Run the price higher. That just makes sense. Okay? So when you see this happening and you see the buyers overtake the sellers, that's why you want this candle to be taller than the one in front of it. That's the second thing you look for. The last thing, your third step in a 1, 2, 3, you come down here to this indicator. Okay? This is a very fancy indicator we call the stochastic. Okay? What you want to see is that stochastic is in the buying zone. Number 3, stochastic in the buy zone. Now, some of you I just lost because you got a little nervous with the vocabulary. Don't. Okay? All you need to do to get this indicator on your screen is come over here into the indicators folder, click on it, okay? Open the folder. There's 100 indicators. All right? Don't worry about all of them. If you only learn one for the rest of your life, learn the one I'm going to show you. That'll at least give you a good foundation. You can learn the rest as you go. But if you never learn another one, I want you to come down here to the letter S and learn this one because it works. Okay? The stochastic RSI, this indicator, is what you have to add to your chart. How do you do it? You come over here, you click OK, and it appears at the bottom. You want to see how easy this thing is to read? This is your trigger button. This is your confidence button. Okay? When you see the squiggly lines, all right, down here below this bar, you see them in this area, that is your buy signal. When you have these first two pieces put together, you want to see number 3, the stochastic, the squiggly lines down here below the 20. Okay? If they're above the 80, that's your sell zone. Way up here is your sell zone, way down here is your buy zone. But the third thing you want to see is your stochastic in the buy zone, and that, gang, is a 1, 2, 3. This is what you buy off of. Strong move down, candle changing color, stochastic in the buy zone. Memorize it. Say it in the car. Say it at home while you're making pancakes. Say it while you're dropping your kids off to school. Whistle it. Learn it. This works. Okay? How do I know? Well, I'm going to do the trade and show it to you. All right? Bottom line is this. This is going to be your entry point. I'm going to go through this fast. Anytime you enter, what are you going to do? You're, of course, going to set your stop, right, in a way that makes sense, a place to protect you. I want you to set your stop 10 pips below the U-turn. Your stop's going to be 10 pips. Give a little room below the U-turn. That's where you're going to put your stop. Well, where's my target? Well, go get your Fibonacci's. It'll tell you where this thing's going to go. You got a low price and a high price, don't you? If we're bouncing off the red trampoline, you already know where it's going to go. We're going up there, okay? And if that's the case, now you have a signal that's going to show you, right, ahead of time where the market's going. Joe, does that really work? Look, you can do this when you get it on your desk. You can do this when you get it home. All right? You can look for strong move down, candle changing color, stochastic in the buy zone, and you're going to see how often it works. What I'm going to tell you, it's going to work about 76% of the time. All right? 3 times out of 4, it's going to hit your target. All right? And 1 time out of 4, all right, it's going to hit your stop. But if that's the case, all right, and you're trading this way, you're making serious money. All right, because you're not trading one-to-one risk and reward. What was this trade worth? Let me show this to you. How about this? All right, that trade was worth 158 pips. You know what you risked? You risked 12. 10-to-1 risk to reward. You'd take it. What was this trade worth? That trade was worth 58 pips. All right, add those two together. That's this week. That's what's happening. You're up over 200 pips. In other words, doubling your money on one currency, doing what we call ABC 1, 2, 3. If you think you can do it, type ABC 1, 2, 3. That's it. If you think you can do it, if you've seen it and you're like, I think that works, just type ABC 1, 2, 3, because now I got to tell you how to get it. Because the fact of the matter is, I've shown this to you on the euro. I showed you that it worked on the Canadian. I showed you that it worked on the yen. Okay? If I bring up the Australian, it's the same thing. No longer are you looking at squiggly lines. Just go find a low price and a high price. U-turn, red. Where's it supposed to go? Red. Where did it go? Red. Then it changed direction. I don't care which currency you give me. I don't care what time frame you give me. This works in all of them. You want to do it fast? Go get your smart tool, click on a low price, it'll tell you. The Australian gang is motoring, okay? We're bouncing off the blue trampoline. If we go blue to blue, that's at 102. We're at 77, that's 2,500 pips. Another 25,000. There's 6 of these, okay? You don't need a lot of capital to get started. Once you figure out which way you're going, you go to the day chart. You make sure that you're on the right side of the market. Are we on the right side? Draw yourself a trend line. It couldn't be a whole lot easier, okay? What happens? Once you broke through the trend line, you bounce off the floor. Go get your smart tool. How long did this take? About 7 seconds to know that now we're going red to red. We're at 77. We're going to 79 on the day chart, which means we've got some opportunity here. That's a bounce. You can't argue with it. It's working. So what do? Go to your 2-hour chart. Do I have one ready? Let me look. Go to your 2-hour chart. Let me see here. Do I have one? 2-hour, there, my Australian 2-hour chart. Look at, that's your U-turn happening. This is it, okay? Don't buy the blue candle or the white candle. Wait for it to pull back. When you see a strong move down, okay, and you see the candle change color, and you see the stochastic in the buy zone, that is a 1, 2, 3. Buy it. Set your stop below the U-turn, and then just wait for it to happen. You understand? Okay? That's not a mistake. Because look, even when you back test it, what do you got here? You see it, it's clear. Low price, okay? High price, pull back to red. Where'd the market go? Red to red, and then what? It changed direction. And all you got to do when you bring up your computer is look for those setups. Now listen, this is a setup. That's a strong move down. That's a candle changing color. That's a stochastic in the buy zone. That's a buy. Look what happened. Little tiny profit opportunity, but it didn't fulfill. That one hit your stop. And I show you that for a reason, so you know you're not going to bat 1,000. Sorry, but what I'm telling you is, if this works the way that I said, all right, and you get it right 3 times out of 4, all you're going to do is keep following the same system, okay? You do it, you find strong move down, you find candle change color, you find stochastic in the buy zone, and look at, this one was worth 145. This one was worth 104. It took you a day, okay? Take it forward and you'll be able to count this. This works. Look at this monster trade. A, right? B, C. Guess where we're going? A, B, C. We're not there yet, but we're headed there. 77.74. We're at 77.03. You want to make some money today? There it is. Okay? Go make yourself 70 pips out of the gate. That'll be fun for you. If you think you can do this, you gotta. It works. If you think you can do this, it's simple. You just got to get the mechanics. Everybody's got to learn something. I want to be a millionaire. Well, you got to do what millionaires do. Okay? This is what millionaires do, at least the ones around here. Okay? I know you can do this. The beauty of it's going to be you don't have to be nervous anymore. When you bring up your computer and you see this, you can do this. Okay? And I get a kick out of showing it to you because I know that it works. You're going to know exactly what to do when you open your computer. You just have to get it on your desk and start. You got to try. Okay, so what am I going to tell you? Get it on your desk today. All right, I'll send this to you with the auto fibs included. And if you have any interest in this at all right, let's have a conversation. I'll get you a username and a password. I'll send you built into the program, one touch away, a training pack so that it's got videos in it and so forth. In fact, here, I'll show it to you. If you didn't catch everything that I said, one click away, when you get this on your desk, click on the services button and click on the word education. All right, when you do, it's going to ask you for your username and your password. That's what you're going to get today. Okay, click on that. Everything I taught you is built in here. Support and resistance, that's the floors and ceilings. Fibonacci's, ABCDs. Everything I learned, you're going to learn. Everything I do, you're going to do. Okay? The retracements, uptrends, downtrends, how to manage your trade, the Japanese candlesticks. All right? And then we're going to talk about how you trade the election, how you trade when the banks make an announcement. We're going to get you better. Okay? But learn this. Okay? There's videos built in. Watch them at your own pace. Sit your spouse down. Sit your kids down. Call over your neighbor and say, hey, come over here. Check this out with me. Okay? You can do this together. It's built in. Right? Normally, this is $249 a month. But if you want to give it a try, all right, I'll let you try this for 2 months to prove to yourself that it works, all right, and that you can do it. All right? And if you're interested in that at all, I need to hear from you. All right? I need to have a way to get in touch with you after we break. So in the chat box, here's what you'll do. All right, if you're interested in this at all, and I got a huge group today, so the best way to do this, most democratic, is put your name and phone number in the chat box, and that'll put you kind of first in line, okay? And then I'll line up everybody else behind you, all right? But that's what I'm telling you. You got to prove that this works. I can show you testimonials all day. I can keep going through examples all day, okay? But who are you going to trust the most? Yourself, with your own eyes. I know that. So let me get this on your desk so you can do it. Load it up, get an account open. Don't miss this, okay? Get an account open, and then we'll help you go make some pips, all right? The most important time for you is right now. This is not going to happen again for 4 more years, okay? Election night is tonight. So what I want you to do is get into our session tonight, live, okay? You'll be watching it on TV. Don't just do that. Make some money with it. Okay, we'll have our Tyson Clayton there with you. We'll go ahead and get your charts set up. He'll send you a link so you can have your charts set up with one click of the mouse instead of you having to figure out how to do all of it. All right, he'll go ahead and set your workspaces up, and you'll do exactly what it is we do. Mini account, practice account, regular lots, I don't care, you decide. Okay, but if you want to trade tonight, as these election results come in, you are going to see this market move, period, end of statement. All right. We'll give you the exact setups, right, for 3,800 pips on the Great British Pound. I don't care who wins, okay? And we're also going to set you up for additional pips on all of the U.S. dollar pairs. This election is going to affect the dollar, okay? There's a chance to make ridiculous money. You want to reserve a space in that session tonight and see what real traders do, all right? All of our worldwide traders are going to be logged in. Even if you're new, you can be there, all right? But you got to tell me that you want to be. Reserve a space in there. Okay, you cannot miss this. If you're a serious person who says, I've been looking for opportunity, I just need somebody to show me, this is it, all right? By tomorrow, you'll have missed this, and I don't want you to. That's all there is to it. So the serious people in the room, I want you to go ahead and do that, all right? You cannot miss it. Then what's going to happen? Well, once we do that, we get you off to a pretty fast start. Later in the week, we'll get you into a 2-day event. All right, I know that we're moving fast here without a doubt, okay? So I want to make sure as you're going forward that you continue to learn this and progress as a trader. So what we'll do is we'll get you into a 2-day class. The next one is this week, 10th and 11th. If you can't make that one, don't worry. We'll get you into another one. All right, while you're trying out the software, I want you to come to a 2-day class to make sure you know everything. All right, we'll teach you how to use it, the fundamentals and the technicals, how to manage your trades and so forth, plus the best times to trade. All right, you'll learn how to use the scanner that's built into the program. That is absolutely awesome. I'm getting feedback. Don't give me feedback. I'm almost done. All right, and right, 7 strategies that are going to fit your particular time frame, so you can go forward with this. All right, and trade with us 2-3 times a day. It's absolutely awesome, and you're ready. I know you're ready. You might not think you are, but listen. Everybody says, "Well, I got to have the right information." Well, you know your pairs, your lots, your mini lots, your leverage. You know your spreads, your entries, your stops, your targets, right? You know average data. You know how to talk like a trader, okay? What else do you know? Well, you know the ABC 1, 2, 3. Your foundation is solid. You're ready, okay? Your Fibonacci's, you know them. Your U-turns, how to open an account, buying and selling. What else do you know? There's opportunities staring right at you, okay? You just got to step forward and take advantage of it. Because I know that if you make those 3,800 pips on the pound, right, I know if you make any one of those other trades, right, let's just say you did the one on the yen, that's 6,000 pips, okay? If you're trading for $1 a pip, just trading a mini lot, $200 in, and you pull $6,000 out, I got to believe that would be worth your time. Would it be? Let me ask you that as a question. If you started with 200 bucks and you made 6,000, right? Maybe that's a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Would that be worth your time to get rid of that pesky credit card that's been bothering you, this and that, right? Because that's what we're talking about, okay? And the fact of the matter is, I want you to understand that this isn't designed just to happen once. If you could do this every month, okay, if you could do this month after month, would 6,000 a month, right, change your life for the better? Because if it would, okay, I'm going to ask you a more serious question. Okay? Yeah, good. Of course it would. All right? Well, what if I gave you 60 days, okay, to put all this to the test, not just to see if it worked, but that you could do it, okay? And I gave you all of the education I've got here, okay, all the training, all the tools, all right? Live trading 2 or 3 times a day, work next to us, 22 years worth of experience live in the market. If I gave you all of that, okay, and I made this a risk-free scenario, plus I guaranteed your results in writing, okay? My question for you is, if I gave you all that, would you give yourself a shot at this? Now that you've seen that it works, would you give yourself, if I gave you all that help, would you give yourself a shot at this? Look at that. Good. That's why you're here. Well, I'll tell you what. That's what this is. I'm going to give you everything, okay? The Ultimate Traders Package is software. It's an awesome scanner. It's all the training in the Forex market that we can give you, okay? You're going to be able to come to a 2-day session. You'll do live trading with us 2 or 3 times a day. You want help round the clock? We support 30,000 worldwide traders every day round the clock. And you can come back as often as you want. And the whole point is for this to be a skill that you can not just learn, but take with you. Because once you learn something, nobody can take it from you. All right? That's what the Ultimate Traders Package is. It's a formula. All right? And now it's something that you can do. All you got to do, gang, is if you want to put it to the test, is put a phone number in the chat box. Let's dot a few I's and cross a few T's and get you started. All right? 6 o'clock tonight is a big deal. All right? The 2-day class will get you into one of those. But once you got this in your pocket, then you get to do number 6. That's the fun one. Let's go trade. Okay? Let's go trade. Let's go make some money with this. And I'll make it a risk-free situation. I'll give you 60 days to put it all to the test. After 60 days, all right, that's when you're going to make a final decision on this, but it's after you've seen that it works and that you can do it, okay? After 60 days, if it's not your cup of tea, no big deal, all right? But I'll guarantee that you've got 60 days to put this to the test before you have to make a final decision. And when I say guarantee your results, here's what I'm going to do, okay? If you get started with this, I'm going to guarantee your time, okay? In the 60 days that you work with us, we're going to show you in writing, we're going to show you 2,000 pips. Nobody else comes close to this. Nobody else will even offer you a toaster if you want to trade with their group, okay? What I'm going to tell you is we believe in this program so much and your ability to learn it and do it, that what we say is come trade with us, you're going to get 2,000 pips, right, shown right to you. And if you don't, we'll send you a check for $2,000. Okay? That's putting your money where your mouth is. That's what it is that we do here. All you got to do is make a decision to take a step forward. Now, everybody's wondering, well, how much is it? Okay, good question. Here's the answer to that. All right? The value of the program is massive. If this does even half of what I showed you, all right, what is it worth? You're already putting some numbers on it. Well, we have to do that too. In fact, if you go to our website, markettraders.com, you're going to see all the individual items that make up the Ultimate Traders Package. And if you add them all together, the value of all those items is about 15 grand. And it's worth every penny. It's phenomenal. Okay? But at the workshop, at Investor Inspiration, listen, it's not a 15 grand item. Why? Well, here's what we do. We actually got a couple of different ways that you can start with this. Right? You're all wondering, well, there's one way that's going to work for each and every one of you. Right? If you want, you can go to my website. right? Markettraders.com. When you go there, what are you going to see? We bundled everything. Okay, when you bundle stuff, everybody just saves time and money. That makes sense. Okay, and at the website, if you go there, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover, you can actually get the entire bundle, not for $15,000, but for about half of that. And that's fine, and that's any day of the week that you want. You can go to the website. Okay, now what do we normally do at the workshops? Normally, when we host a webinar, all right, to get as many people included as possible, right, we give out scholarships. Okay, and if you've got the formula right now, you spent this time with me, we give you full value for the time. Normally, we take $2,000 off the program, meaning normally, right, people can get started at the webinars for $59.95, and that's a great deal. It's a great value, okay? But here's what we're doing today because of the election, okay? This is so important, and it's such an important opportunity for you to get this thing under your belt and seize and take advantage of this, that what we've done today is we've reduced this to the point where anybody can get involved, all right? We're going to take off an additional $2,000, meaning you can get started today for a one-time, and this is lifetime investment of $39.95, and there's actually two ways that you can do it, all right? We'll call these option A and option B. Option A is what most people do, okay? Option A is you say, I'm ready to get started. You put your phone number in the chat box and you put the letter A next to it. What we'll do there is we'll go ahead and take 5-10 minutes to get you enrolled. MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover is fine. Okay? You'll get the software program to download it today. We'll walk you through the details. We'll get you into the class tonight. We'll also give you the training schedule, etc., plus your warranties. Okay? Well, what's option B? Simple. Option B is a financing option. That's for those of you that say, well, I got to get started. I just don't know if I can fit it on my credit card, okay? If that's the case, here's what you'll do to get your foot in the door, to reserve a space. All you got to do is put a little something down, okay? What are we going to do with the rest? We'll spread it out over time. We'll finance the rest of it, all right? A lot of people like that option because it gives them some flexibility, and the fact of the matter is they like it because it's kind of a pay-as-you-go situation. But either way you do this, okay, it comes with 2 warranties, the most important of which is right here. Gang, you don't have to make a final decision on this today. I want you to use this and put it to the test, all right? Use it for 60 days. And as a matter of fact, at the end of 60 days, what's going to happen? You're going to have the proof that you need, that this works and that you can do it. Not me telling you, but you seeing it with your own eyes. And at the end of that time, that's when you're going to make a decision. If it works, you keep it. If it doesn't, or you don't see the opportunity, for whatever reason, if it's not for you, it's okay. All right? If that's the case, just tell us, and we'll refund every penny that you paid just for trying it. What I'm trying to tell you here is your downside is 0. All right, your upside is phenomenal. And I'll tell you what, this is so important that I want you to absolutely make sure that this works. So what we're doing today is we're doubling the amount of time that you can evaluate this. You'll still be able to come trade with us every day, not for 2 months, but for 4 months. Make sure that it works and that you can do it. And your upside, phenomenal. I want you to feel what this feels like, but what you got to do at this point is let me know what you're thinking. If you're thinking, well, I think I can do that, right? I'm ready to go. I want to see if this works. You showed it to me on every currency, all right? Just let me know what you're thinking. If you're in option A, type in your phone number, put the letter A next to it, right? If you're in option B, right, you're thinking, well, I can finance it. What do I need to do? Just put a little something down? Correct, all right? But we'll give you both of those guarantees in writing, and as a matter of fact, all right, we'll give them to you for 4 months. But you got to take advantage of this now. And since my time is running short, I got to have you know, look, this is not going to last all day. This is a special for investor inspiration, okay? And if you want to get this price, you got to let me know. Good. Charlie did, Aaron did, Javier did. All right, I got your option. I got A, right? Charlie, you're in option B. That's perfect. Lisa says you're option B. Bill, I'm going to give it a try. Good. Wade, I've got your number. I just got to know if you're an A or a B. Okay? If you do this today, not only will I give you the discount, but look, I'll give you 6 months of the charts. All right? But you have to take advantage of this. First 5 of you that type in the words calling in. Okay? I'm going to reserve that discounted price but I'm also going to get you 6 months of the charts for free, so that not only do you get to use it for 4 months under warranty, but if you continue, I'll even give you a couple more months beyond that of the charts. I'm planning for your success. This is the key. All right, and with that, I've got to wrap it up. All right, I've got your options. Lisa, you're an option A. Good for you. Right? Who else is in here? William, you're a B maybe. Okay, that's okay. You got a question or two. Let's answer those first. All right, I want to make sure that we're a good fit. All right, William, I think that's what you're thinking too. All right, let's make sure that we're a good fit before we go jumping into, you know, that the whole thing. But let's just get your question answered. I want to do that. All right, but here's what I want to know. All right, not everybody's typed in an A or a B yet. All right, and I'm not sure what I'd have to show you in order for you to take a shot at this. Okay, you got a risk-free opportunity. And the fact of the matter is you got something that works. You got a market that works. I understand, right, that there's an investment involved, right, an investment of time, right? There's a little bit of an investment of money. Even though I'm covering that, I get it, all right? But let's just have an honest conversation, because I know you're thinking about this. We all do, okay? What's the worst that can happen? In this case, what's the worst that can happen to you? If you do this for 4 months and it's not your cup of tea, okay, you get your money back. Let's say you come and do it with us and I gave you that PIP guarantee, right? I say we're going to make 2,000 PIPs. What if we only make 1,000, okay? Well, you get to keep the 1,000 PIPs and you can still get your money back. Okay, we've been doing this 22 years, gang. The fact of the matter is we must be onto something. We're in Inc. magazine. We must be onto something. We got third-party results that I gave you at the beginning so you could see what we're doing. We must be onto something. And I know what you're looking for. You just got to give yourself a shot at it, okay? It's up to you at this point. I know what you want. And the fact is you got this election thing happening. This is real, okay? This is real. You just got to tell me which way you're getting started, all right? So go ahead and do that. I'll give you another 30 seconds. You can see that it's real. And I know you can do this. You can open an account. You see that things happen quickly. We made a couple of $100 today, right? Live. Let's do that every day, okay? Now, if you can do this, but you haven't put an A or a B in yet, I think I know what's bothering you, okay? And I think I can solve that problem. But since I only got 2 minutes left, I've got to solve that problem in 2 minutes, all right? If the only thing that's bothering you is the money part, because I see it, it's $39.95. It's a commitment. It's not a joke, okay? If the only thing that's bothering you is the money part, but you're saying, I want to do something today, I'll tell you what, I'm going to solve that problem right now. But you only have 2 minutes to respond, okay? Because if I can get this thing for you for less, let's say I can get it for you not for $59.95 or $39.95. What if I can get this program for you for free? Would that get you up off the fence? Because if it would, you've got to type your name and number in the chat box and put the word free next to it. Now let me explain, okay? There's a way to get this for free. In fact, there's 2 ways. Oh, come on, a minute ago it was $4,000. Listen. There's always a way to do something if you want it bad enough, okay? In this case, I've got 2 ways to get it for free. I got a scholarship program. I got a tuition reimbursement program. And if you're serious about this, what I need you to do is say, Joe, I just need a way to get started. Help me, okay? Type your phone number in the chat box and put the word free next to it. And let's have that conversation, okay? But don't waste my time, please. All right? I only want the people that are serious about doing this, that say to themselves, you know what, that works. I can do that. Let me give myself a shot at it. All right, don't put your number in the chat box and take up somebody else's space if you're not serious, okay? But if you got this from me in an hour and a half today, this kind of effort and what I showed you and that number of takeaways, okay, imagine what you're going to learn in 2 full days with us. Imagine what you're going to learn when you come trade with us every day. Imagine what you're going to not only learn, but what you're going to make. This is the key. So you got 2 minutes left, all right, to do this. In fact, I started the timer, right? And I'm down to about 40 seconds. So you've got to react to this now, all right? Because end of the day today, all right, this pricing, gone, okay? The election, gone, okay? I don't want you to miss it. Too many times things have gone by and you talk about them, all right? At some point you got to step up to the plate. I'll protect you. I'll give you a warranty. I'll give you 2 of them. I'm not going to waste your time, okay? Come on in here, give this a shot. And I'll talk to you again. All the best to you. You got 10 seconds left.